Pakistan asserts that Chinese-manufactured J-10C fighter jets were deployed against India's Air Force. Reports indicate that China is celebrating the J-10C fighters' alleged success over India's Rafale jets during the recent India-Pakistan conflict, praising the PL-15 missile. India claims it targeted Pakistan's radar during the clash, with speculation that the radar system was of Chinese origin. China has expressed its steadfast support for Pakistan amid escalating regional tensions with India. Both China and the United States are observing the unfolding India-Pakistan crisis from the sidelines. Disney and Miral have revealed their intentions to develop a new Disney theme park located in Abu Dhabi. Napoleon's personal saber is set to be put up for auction at Drought. Nintendo anticipates selling 15 million Switch 2 consoles as it prepares for the upcoming launch.
Following the shooting of a man in Arizona, an AI-generated video featuring him was presented in court, speaking directly to his assailant. A chaotic video captures an AI job recruiter completely losing control during an interview. In the United States, it is now mandatory to present real IDs at all airports nationwide for domestic flights.
Netflix has introduced a new and improved homepage and app, featuring a search tool powered by OpenAI. The Hollywood Reporter notes that creators are establishing their own expansive studio systems as Hollywood reduces its operations. Bloomberg reveals that the podcast industry is significantly larger than previously thought. Nigerian filmmakers are turning to YouTube as streaming companies withdraw their support. The first group of Afrikaners to receive refugee status is set to arrive in the United States. In a related development, a U.S. judge has ruled that President Trump's plan to send migrants to Libya would contravene a court order, leading to the blocking of a deportation flight carrying Asian migrants to Libya. Libyan leaders have stated that they have not consented to accept migrants deported from the United States. Furthermore, a federal judge has mandated that the Trump administration promptly resettle 12,000 migrants.
Apple is shifting its focus towards AI-driven search capabilities, marking the conclusion of an era dominated by Google. Anthropic has introduced the Claude Web Search API, placing its bets on the future of information access beyond Google's influence. Google has committed to financing the creation of 3 new nuclear power sites.
Apple is in the process of creating specialized chips for its upcoming glasses, new Mac models, and AI servers. The company is considering changes to its iPhone release schedule and introducing new designs. Eddie Q, an Apple executive, has suggested that artificial intelligence might eventually replace the iPhone within the next decade. Meta is resuming its efforts in facial recognition technology, as concerns about privacy have diminished. Huawei has introduced its first laptop that operates on its self-developed Harmony OS, following the expiration of its Windows license.
A recent study has discovered that individuals who naturally require only a short amount of sleep possess a specific genetic mutation. Another study indicates that the lifespan of mammals is correlated with both the size of their brains and the effectiveness of their immune systems. Data reveals that the incidence of dementia in China is rising at a rate that exceeds the global average.
Syria's al-Shura has acknowledged engaging in indirect negotiations with Israel while tensions continue to rise. In Paris, Chirac expressed a commitment to gradually easing sanctions but emphasized the importance of safeguarding minority groups. France's President Macron is advocating for the European Union to lift sanctions on Syria. In Germany, the new chancellor has advised U.S. officials to refrain from interfering in German political matters. There is an agreement between Merz and Trump on the necessity of addressing trade disputes, and the German intelligence agency has temporarily halted the classification of the AfD as a right-wing extremist group while awaiting an appeal.
Turkey's highest court has affirmed a contentious law that permits the culling of stray dogs. In Brazil, there is a significant increase in scorpion stings, with reports showing a 250% rise as these arachnids appear to be taking over urban areas. South Africa's premier national park has witnessed a tragic event, with over 100 vultures succumbing to mass poisoning.
In the United States, the Justice Department has revealed the outcomes of Operation Restore Justice, an FBI-led nationwide initiative that resulted in the arrest of 205 individuals involved in child sex abuse. Among these arrests, 5 occurred in the Eastern District of Michigan, and 115 children were successfully rescued. Additionally, federal officials have criticized a new law in Washington state that mandates clergy to report child abuse, labeling it as anti-Catholic. The Catholic Church has responded by pledging to excommunicate any priests who adhere to this law. Meanwhile, conservatives have leveled accusations against Prevost, suggesting he concealed abuse cases in both Peru and the United States prior to the conclave. Mitsubishi Motors has entered into a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with a division of Foxconn to delegate the development of its electric vehicle (EV) models. Huayu is considering taking over the role of South Korea's LG, which has decided to withdraw from an $8.45 billion investment in an EV battery project in Indonesia. TechCrunch has reported that Tesla's application for the robotaxi trademark has been denied due to its overly generic nature.
White smoke emerges from the Sistine Chapel, indicating the election of a new pope. American Cardinal Robert Prevost has been chosen and assumes the name Leo XIV. There have been remarks suggesting that while Francis was selected to rescue the Church, Leo XIV is tasked with saving the world. In his inaugural Mass as Pontiff, Pope Leo XIV encourages cardinals to adopt a humble demeanor. A New Orleans genealogist claims that Pope Leo XIV has Creole ancestry.
In the United States, Republicans are planning to cover the costs of Trump's tax cuts by selling public lands, as a committee has given the green light to this proposal to finance a significant bill. The USDA chief has stated that the agency is working on filling important positions after paying 15,000 employees to leave. Bill Gates has announced that his foundation will shut down by 2045 and has criticized Elon Musk for reducing USAID funding, expressing that Musk is harming the world's poorest children, while Gates intends to donate $200 billion by 2045.
Donald Trump has declared a new trade agreement with the United Kingdom and hinted at a potential conversation with Xi Jinping regarding China. The UK's digital tax on major technology companies remains unaffected by this trade deal. The Bank of England has reduced interest rates to 4.25%, with the governor expressing approval of the news about the US tariff agreement. CNBC has remarked that Trump's agreement with the UK clearly indicates that 10% tariffs will continue.
China has reported that the United States has requested a trade meeting to be held in Switzerland. In April, China's exports experienced an unexpected increase of 8%, even as new tariffs imposed by the United States came into effect. Concurrently, in the United States, imports from China have plummeted to a level not seen in 2 decades, as the impact of President Trump's tariffs becomes more pronounced. President Trump has expressed that an 80% tariff on Chinese goods appears appropriate, as discussions are set to commence.
Linux has ceased to support 486 and early Pentium processors, a move that comes 2 decades after Microsoft made a similar decision. There are allegations of data manipulations in a study that played a crucial role in the development of Microsoft's quantum chip. Furthermore, Cobalt, a company supported by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, is considering a lithium project in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
According to Reuters, the United States and Israel are in discussions about the potential establishment of a U.S.-led administration in Gaza, as indicated by sources. It is reported that the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, is set to officially disband this week, following what sources describe as historic decisions made at a Kurdish PKK Congress, which were influenced by the jailed leader's call for disarmament. Furthermore, India has conducted airstrikes targeting the alleged headquarters of militant groups located in the central region of Pakistan. The Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, has claimed that Masood Azhar's brother and Jaish leader Abdul Rauf Azza were killed in these airstrikes, which were part of Operation Sindoor.
The U.S. Treasury is intensifying its efforts to pressure companies that import Iranian oil by specifically targeting the Habayeshin High Chemical Group Company, Limited, known for its teapot refinery, along with 3 port terminal operators located in Shandong, due to their involvement in acquiring Iranian oil. Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin have criticized Donald Trump's Golden Dome initiative, labeling it as an attempt to militarize space. The Pentagon has launched a campaign against what it describes as outdated software procurement practices, opting instead to embrace open-source solutions.
Ukraine is contemplating a transition from the dollar to the euro in light of changing geopolitical dynamics. Vance has stated that Russia is demanding excessive concessions in the ongoing negotiations aimed at concluding the conflict with Ukraine. Ukraine has announced the dismantling of a Hungarian espionage network that was engaged in gathering military intelligence. The FDA has declared the successful completion of its initial pilot program utilizing AI for scientific reviews and has set an ambitious timeline for implementing AI across the entire agency. OpenAI and the FDA are in discussions regarding the application of AI in the evaluation of drugs. Reddit is planning to enhance its verification processes to prevent the infiltration of AI bots that mimic human behavior. Furthermore, Stripe has introduced an AI foundation model specifically designed for payments and has announced a more extensive collaboration with NVIDIA. The Wikimedia Foundation has initiated a legal action against the newly enacted UK Online Safety Act, contesting its provisions. The Lockbit ransomware group has been compromised, leading to the revelation of their negotiation tactics with victims. Google has identified a connection between the recently discovered Lost Keys data theft malware and Russian cyber espionage activities. OpenAI has introduced a new GitHub integration for its ChatGPT Deep Research, designed to provide answers to inquiries related to code. Google has implemented AI-driven tools aimed at safeguarding Chrome users from potential scams. Alibaba has developed Zero Search, an AI system capable of autonomously searching the internet, which has resulted in an 88% reduction in training expenses. The Indian government has issued a directive prohibiting Pakistani content amid escalating regional tensions. Bloomberg provides commentary on the growing alliance between Putin and Xi, which is challenging the US-dominated global order. A prosecutor in France has stated that the suspect in a mosque murder case acted without any ideological motivation. A recent investigation has uncovered that advanced Chinese weaponry, supplied by the UAE, has been found in Sudan, violating an arms embargo. Reuters has revealed that during Trump's administration, discussions about Saudi Arabia's civil nuclear program were separated from the issue of recognizing Israel, according to sources. The Telegraph has reported that in the UK, an alleged plot by Iranians targeting the Israeli embassy was an attempt to disrupt Iran-US nuclear negotiations, as UK police successfully thwarted this potential terror plot.
Expedia's quarterly revenue fell short of expectations due to sluggish travel demand in the United States, causing its stock to decline. The United Kingdom is set to reveal a $10 billion deal to buy Boeing aircraft, as confirmed by the U.S. Commerce Secretary. Robinhood is preparing to introduce a blockchain platform for trading U.S. assets in Europe.
Trump plans to halt funding for a digital equity law initiated by Biden, labeling it as racist and illegal. The Trump administration has also decided to discontinue a database that has been monitoring the financial impact of extreme weather events since 1980. The DEA, which previously praised body cameras for promoting enhanced transparency, is now moving away from using them.
Coinbase announces that its acquisition of Deribit for $2.9 billion is expected to boost profits, despite a decline in income during the first quarter. Individuals who invested in Trump-related cryptocurrencies have experienced significant losses, and Bloomberg indicates that the top purchasers of these coins are likely from foreign countries, as data suggests. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, has stated that U.S. banks are permitted to purchase and sell cryptocurrency assets on behalf of their customers.
AppFigures reports that Apple generated more than $10 billion in revenue from commissions on the U.S. App Store during the previous year. The World Video Game Hall of Fame has honored Defender, Tamagotchi, GoldenEye 007, and Quake by inducting them into its collection. Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum is scheduled for release before Christmas in 2027.
Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky has been handed a 12-year prison sentence in connection with a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency fraud case. In a separate legal matter, a judge has dismissed the majority of charges against the celebrity endorsers of FTX. Fortune has reported that Meta is currently in discussions about potentially deploying stablecoins, a move that comes 3 years after the company abandoned its significant cryptocurrency project.
Leaders in the field of artificial intelligence are planning to advocate to senators for the acceleration of the permitting process for power supplies and to enhance access to government data. The Internal Revenue Service is reportedly aiming to substitute the enforcement workers who have been terminated with artificial intelligence solutions. There are claims that college students are intentionally incorporating typos into their papers generated by AI.
Amazon plans to allocate $4 billion towards enhancing its cloud infrastructure in Chile. OpenAI is set to invest in initiatives aimed at constructing AI infrastructure in international locations. The Trump administration intends to overturn and substitute the Biden administration's restrictions on global AI chip exports.
Kennedy has introduced a new database aimed at exploring the fundamental causes of autism, with RFK Jr. stating that this database will incorporate information from Medicare and Medicaid. Trump has selected Casey Means, a conspiracy theorist and wellness influencer, who lacks a medical license, to succeed a Fox contributor as the Surgeon General. CNN has reported that a militarized group of conspiracy theorists in the U.S. is convinced that radars are being used as weather weapons and is attempting to dismantle them.
NASA is unexpectedly planning to send rockets to Mars in the upcoming year. The Trump administration has decided to halt U.S. research on space pollution, which could be advantageous for Elon Musk. According to a report by the Washington Post, the U.S. is encouraging countries affected by tariffs to give their approval to Musk's Starlink, as revealed by Cables.
Research indicates that eggs are less prone to cracking when they are dropped on their sides. In the United States, the CEO of the private prison company GEO Group has stated that their services are more cost-effective compared to those of Secot. Additionally, shipwrecks discovered off the coast of Costa Rica, initially thought to be pirate vessels from 1710, have been identified as the remains of Danish slave ships.
Discover the latest updates in the realms of cryptocurrency, politics, technology, and beyond. Stay informed with NewsSource Crawler's edition from May 9, 2025, which provides a comprehensive daily news digest.
Malware has stolen 1.7 billion passwords, which are now being sold on the dark web. David Beckham and Gary Neville have finalized their takeover of the Salford City Consortium. Russia held a Victory Day parade to mark the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazi Germany.